Namaste, Vidya. Hamisha Khush Raho. A very good morning to myself, JV'n, Ravi, Assistant Professor, Department of Practice of Medicine, Faculty of Medical Science, JAYOTI VIDYAPEETH. In this session of psychiatric disorder, today we are going to discuss about psychosis and neurosis, and we are also going to discuss about schizophrenia. So let's start the journey with psychosis versus neurosis. What is the difference between neurosis and psychosis? These are the very commonly used terms that are commonly used. So we should know the difference between neurosis and psychosis. What is neurosis? Neurosis is the mild functional neuropsychiatric disorders that manifest themselves in a specific clinical phenomenon in absence of any psychiatric phenomenon. The causing factor of the neurosis are biological, social, psychic, climate, psychological, ideological, pedagogical, and social economic factors. Whereas the psychosis, there are several, it is a severe mental illness. So psychosis is basically a mental illness that is characterized by loss of contact with the reality. It's loss of contact with the reality and relationship with one people causing social maladaptation. The causing factors of psychosis are genetic, biochemical, and environmental. If you have not understood this thing, these things will again be covered in the upcoming slides. So, first of all, psychosis. So the first slide was just to give you a basic introduction, and now we are going to study about each of the disease. Psychosis is basically an abnormal condition of the mind that results in difficulties determining what is real and what is not. The symptoms include false beliefs, delusions, and seeing or hearing things that others do not see or hear, that is hallucinations. So psychosis is basically about an abnormal condition of the mind that results in difficulty to determine what is real and what is not. So the patient is unable to decide whether the thing that he is hearing or he is seeing is real or is it fake. So there are false beliefs, delusions, or hallucinations. The other symptoms include incoherent speeches and behavior that is inappropriate for the situation. So there are various behavior that are inappropriate for the situation. There are sleep problems, there can be social withdrawal, lack of motivation, and difficulties carrying out the duty. Whereas the neurosis is a class of functional mental disorders involving chronic distress, but neither the delusions nor there are hallucinations. So in neurosis there are no illusion or hallucinations. There are many types of neurosis, like obsessive compulsive disorders, obsessive compulsive personality disorders. There can be impulse control disorders, anxiety disorders. There can be this kind of hysterias, and great variety of phobias. So all these are covered under the neurosis. I will again differentiate these two things if you haven't understood. Again, a difference between the neurosis and psychosis. So neurosis is basically a mild functional neuropsychiatric disorder that manifests themselves in a specific clinical phenomenon in absence of psychiatric phenomena. So in neurosis, it is basically more superficial one, whereas the psychosis is deep pathologies involved. A severe mental illness is characterized by loss of contact with reality and relationship with people causing social maladaptation. In the neurosis, it doesn't affect personality, but in psychosis, the personality is affected greatly. In neurosis, the contact with reality is partially lost, whereas in psychosis, the contact with the reality is completely lost. Neurosis consists of hallucinations and delusions, which are not present. In neurosis, is superficial one, whereas in psychosis, there are great variety of hallucination and delusion that are present. In the neurosis, there is lower risk of self-harm, whereas in psychosis, there is a high risk of self-harm due to the presence of these kind of emotions and hallucinations. Neurosis consists of obsessive compulsive disorders, somatoform disorders, depression, and post-traumatic stress disorders. About all these, we will be discussing in the upcoming lectures. Today, we will be going to study about schizophrenia. So, schizophrenia and delusional disorders come under psychosis. In neurosis, the causative factors are biological, social-psychiatric, climatic, they can be physiological and pedagogical, and social economic. Whereas in psychosis, the causative factors are basically genetic, biochemical, and environmental. The treatment is usually psychological, and medicines are also prescribed accordingly. Treatment by antipsychotic medicines and psychosocial, psychological therapy and social support. So, psychiatric illness can be broadly classified into two: psychosis and neurosis. In the neurosis, that is superficial one, OCD, phobia, anxiety, and PTSD. Whereas in the psychosis, this is deeper one, includes schizophrenia and other disorders like mania, depression, and bipolar disorders. In psychosis, the patient is not aware of the illness and refers to treatment, whereas in neurosis, it is less serious and insight uh, is present, like obsessive compulsive disorder and PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. Now we come to schizophrenia. This is an important disorder. So, what are the various symptoms of schizophrenia? They can be positive, they can be various delusions, hallucinations, organized speech, they can be lack of initiative, they can reduce speech, and pattern. So let's start with schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is basically a psychosis. So pathology is involved, characterized by delusion, hallucination, and lack of sight. So there are various kind of delusions, hallucinations, and lack of sight. This is a which kind of disease? A psychosis. It is a heterogeneous syndrome that is characterized by perturbations of language. There can be perceptions, thinking, and social activity effect, and volitions. It occurs in 0.85% of the population worldwide. The syndrome commonly begins in the late adolescence and has an insidious onset, so the insidious is slow and often a poor outcome. Progressing from social withdrawal and perceptual distortion to the recurrent delusions and hallucinations. So there are recurrent delusions and it is kind of hallucinations. What are the clinical manifestations? So some of the clinical manifestations we have already discussed, like delusions, hallucinations. But there are two types of symptoms. We have positive symptoms and we have negative symptoms. Positive symptoms, we have conceptual disorganizations, delusions, and hallucinations. So in negative symptoms, the degree of severity of the symptoms is more. It consists of loss of function, various function loss, anhedonia, anhedonia and decreased emotional expressions are there. Impaired concentration is there, and there can be diminished social engagement. There is disorganization of thinking or speech and grossly disorganized motor behavior. Right. So, what are the different features? There are disorganized thinking and speech and grossly disorganized mental motor behavior is there, including catatonia and may also be. Anhedonia is the inability to experience any kind of happiness from whatever activity he or she is performing. So anhedonia is basically what? It is जो ऐसे लोग जो हमेशा दुखी रहते हैं चाहे किसी भी परिस्थिति हो, that is anhedonia. कितना भी कुछ करके दे दो, they are always sad. Now, what is the diagnosis? How will you diagnose the case of schizophrenia? The core psychotic features, the symptoms that we have already discussed, lasting for greater than 6 months and includes positive symptoms. So, positive symptoms are present and the symptoms are present for more than 6 months. The positive symptoms additional, which is present in excess. And what are the negative symptoms, which should have been present but are usually absent? So, negative symptoms predominate in 1/3 and are associated with poor long-term outcome and poor response to treatment. What is the prognosis of the schizophrenia? Prognosis depends not on the symptoms severity but on the response to antipsychotic medications. So, what is the response to those antipsychotic medicines besides the prognosis of the case? A permanent remission without recurrence does occasionally occur. And about 10% of the schizophrenic patients commit suicide. So this is a very big figure, like 10% of patients commit suicide. The comorbid substance abuse is common. So in the schizophrenia, the comorbid substance abuse like alcohol, drugs, that addiction is common. Now, what is the treatment for the case of schizophrenia? The hospitalization is required for acutely psychotic patient. If a patient becomes acutely psychotic, so in such a case, hospitalization of the patient has to be done because they are dangerous to themselves and also to the society and others. Conventional antipsychotic medications are effective against hallucinations, delusions, and thought disorders. Risperidone, olanzapine, Vidapine, ziprasidone, aripiprazole, or paliperidone, etc. These are the name of some of the medicines, antipsychotic medicines that are used for the case of schizophrenia. So, educational efforts directed towards families and relevant community resources is very important. So, education about the schizophrenia to the relatives is very important. Otherwise, the patient can go in depression and can commit suicide. So, this was all about neurosis, psychosis, and schizophrenia. In the next lecture, we will be discussing about important topic that is common. This session was powered by Digital Version 2.0 JAYOTI VIDYAPEETH. I hope you are satisfied with my digital session. If you have any questions, so this was all for today. Thank you.